first is preparation. Preparation for going and renewing your passport. So you're going to need an application form. So on the website, which is ins.gov.bz, the immigration website for Belize, you can find your application form. So there are two papers to this application form. The first one is filled out by you, and that will, you just have to fill out your place of birth, gender, name, simple things like that. And the second one is for official use only, and you will not fill out anything on this paper. This will be filled out when you go there by the officials. So it is great to print this out ahead of time and fill it out, because you can go there and get it from them, but it's easier to just have it all filled out when you go, and it'll just be an easier process for you to go through. Secondly, you're going to need forms 3A and 3B. So this is a sample of what 3A looks like. 3A has to be filled out by either a justice of the peace, minister of religion, medical practitioner, notary public, or attorney at law. And it says here, I of whatever their address is, and currently employed as, hereby declare certified that I have been acquainted with the applicant, and then there's the name of the applicant, for the past number of years, through and then you specify their relationship, and that the information provided in his/her Belize passport application is true and correct to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. So down here, they're going to have their signature and their stamp. So make sure that you find one of, like I said, minister of religion, medical practitioner, that also has known you for a while, or known the applicant for a while, so that they can give the best of their knowledge of information on this paper. You will also need Form 3A. It's very similar to this, except it has to be filled out by either a member of the House of Representatives, Chief Executive Officer in any ministry of the government, head of department of any department of the government in Belize, or a licensed teacher. So what I got it by a licensed teacher because that was easiest for me, and it will probably be easiest for a lot of students. A teacher has known you for some while, so it's basically the same thing as this, except it's filled out by somebody else, and again, you need the signature and the stamp. So the stamp could either be from the teacher or from the school. Either one will work. So included, you will also have to have a 2-inch by 2-inch passport photo. So you'll actually need two. You'll need one for Form 3A and one for Form 3B. And what will happen is you can staple it on here. You could just give it to them with the little passport photo. It will be a passport photo of you, a recent picture that you took, and on the back, the recommender, so one for each form, like I said, will put, I certified that this is a true likeness of, and then you will have the name of the applicant. Now this, again, the little passport photo, this is on the back of it. It has to be signed and stamped. So you can get these passport photos. There's a place by the market in Belmopan where you can get it, and there are several other places where you can get these passport photos that will be eligible for what you need for these forms. Now, in addition, each form will have to have $1.50 worth of stamps, so Belizean stamps, and you can get this at the copy booth, which is across the street from the immigration department. You can get it at the cashier at the immigration department, or at the post office, which is the easiest place, and you can get it at the post office in any district as long as it's Belizean, and they will be sticking it, or you can stick it yourself on the paper. So just 50 cents, 50 cents, 50 cents, $1, 50 cents, 75 cents, 75 cents, as long as it adds up to $1.50. You'll need one. You need one set for each form. So you will also need your nationality paper. Now, I was a child when I got my Belizean nationality. So that means that I had to use my mother's nationality paper. So if you're an adult now applying, if you are 16 years or older, that means you're an adult applying for the renewal of your passport. You will bring your parents' nationality paper, and that will have yours. Now, if you're an adult when you got your nationality, then you just use your own nationality paper, and they need that because they will use some of that information to fill out the second part of the application form that I showed you guys earlier. So in addition to this, you will also need your social security card. So if you don't have one, go and get your social security card before you apply for your renewal of your passport. You will also need your current Belizean passport. Now, if you're renewing your passport is probably expired or soon to expire. So make sure that you bring that passport, and also keep in mind that they are going to take your passport as well as your nationality paper when you apply for your new passport, and then when they give you it back, they will give you your nationality paper back as well as your new passport. So in addition, you will need a copy of the passport and Social Security. So not only do you need the original passport, the original Social Security, you'll also need a copy of both of them. And they'll staple that to your application form because they need both of those. So you can either photocopy those at home, or there's a place called Copy Express Plus, which is across the street from the Department of Immigration, and they offer affordable prices just to copy your papers. I think it's about 50 cents per sheet of paper. So if you're missing one of these while you go there, you can just go and copy it across the street. So the last thing that you'll need to prepare in order to apply for your renewal of your passport is the money. So it is $50 if you are willing to wait 3 weeks. Now remember that it's not totally guaranteed, so if you're going on a trip in exactly 3 weeks or soon after, it is better to get one of the express options. So there's 3 to 5 days, which will be $100. There's 48 hours, which will be $150, and 24 hours, which is 48 hours. So once you have a Belizean passport, check when it's going to expire so that you can save some money and just get the $50 3 to 4 weeks. That'll be much easier because the more express you get it, the more money you're going to have to spend. So that's about it for the preparation of applying for this renewal of the passport. So waiting there and actually going. So you'll have to either make an appointment or go there early in the morning. So if you don't make an appointment, the easiest thing is to go there early in the morning. So you're probably going to want to go at 7 o'clock or a little bit before 7 o'clock to guarantee that you're going to get on the walk-in list. Once the walk-in list is full, that means you will probably not be getting in there for the day, and you'll have to come early in the morning the next morning, or you will have to make an appointment. But sometimes the appointments are for a few days from when you go, so if you need it very promptly, then you're going to have to go early in the morning, so 7 or a little bit before 7. Now, when you're waiting there, you're going to have plenty of time because there are also a lot of other people who want to get passport services. So you want to set some time aside. For example, if you have a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock, it is best not to go there at 1 o'clock. If you have a dentist appointment at 9, it's probably not a good idea to go there at 7 because you might not get your passport by that time and you don't want to leave and have to give up your place in line. So what you're going to do is make sure that whatever day you're going or whatever time you're going, you have a few hours from that time to spare because you might be sitting there for quite a while. And because you're going to be sitting there for a while, it is good to bring a book, your phone, and some snacks. So a book because you can read your book while you're there. It's a nice little shaded area, and so it's great for just reading a book and relaxing. And bring your phone so that you can get in contact with family or friends just in case you forgot one of your forms, you need them to bring it for you. And snacks because it does take quite a while, especially if you're going to be there over lunch, over breakfast. And keeping this in mind, there is a place across the street. There are several places, several stalls where you can get food such as burritos, breakfast plates, and there will also be vendors coming by, so you might get some snow cones or things like burritos or meat pies. So there will be some options there, but it's also great to bring a power bar or a bag of chips if you'd like to. So you want to make sure that you get on your waiting list. So remember, be there by 7 or before 7. And you also want to look good. So you don't want to look good just because there are a lot of people there. It's because they're going to be taking your passport picture right there and then when you apply. So you are not going to be taking a picture beforehand and giving in that picture. The pictures, the passport photos that you had before, attached to the forms, that does not count as your passport photo. So when you get there and you apply, they have a little room there where they take your picture for your passport. So you want to make sure that you look pretty good because you're probably going to have that passport for the next 10 years. And you don't want to keep looking back and, oh, I wish I had worn a different shirt. Or, oh, my hair didn't look good. So you want to make sure that you look good because that is going to be your passport picture for the next 10 years. Also, again, bring extra money in addition to the money that you'll have to give to renew your passport, because again, there is food there. Also, if you need to go to Copy Express Plus to copy anything, you also want to have a couple of dollars for that. So bring extra change for that. And also keep alert. Do not leave unless you have told the person, hey, do you think I can maybe leave for an hour? And they'll be like, yeah, you're pretty low in the list, you can go, because you don't want to lose your spot and you have been there for several hours and then you go and you lose your spot that you worked very hard for. So make sure that you keep alert as well, because they might call your name and you might be doing something else. You might be looking on your phone and they keep calling your name and they're like, oh, I guess that person's not here, and you could have gone because they called your name and it was your turn. So keep alert. Every time the man comes by to list the names of those who are going up next, just keep alert and wait for your name. Also, there is a bathroom there for your convenience, but keep in mind that it might not have toilet paper. So if you're going there, just use the bathroom before you go. But if you do have to use the bathroom, because you probably will be there for a while, make sure to bring some toilet paper, or if that just, you don't need it, then you can just use it there, but there is a bathroom there for your convenience. Once you are finally called for your appointment or your time on the waiting list, you're going to go inside the service building. So you are going to want to organize your forms and materials. You can do this while you're outside, but especially when you're inside, just make sure everything is correct and straight, because when they call you up, you don't want to be organizing things because you don't want to waste their time. So organize your forms, your materials, your money, make sure everything is ready. Also, when you go up presenting your materials in an orderly way, you want to make sure this goes as fast as you can. You've been waiting a while for this. Also, just in preparation, just make sure you have everything, because you don't want to finally get up there and they're like, oh, you're missing 3 things, and now you can't get your passport and you'll have to come wait again. So make sure you have everything and it's organized, nice, and presented. Now, like I said before, keep in mind you're going to keep the forms, the application form, the form with the passport photo on it. You're also going to take your old passport and your nationality form. So if you need any of those, make sure you do it at another time, because they will take that for however long they take to renew your passport. Again, I said the different charges for each service. So if you know that you have a trip in the next 2 weeks, you're probably going to want the 3 to 5 days. If you know you're going to need it overnight, get the 24 hours. But just keep in mind, once you get your passport, just a few months before you know it's going to expire, try to set a time you can go there so that you can get the cheapest one possible. And again, keep alert. Once you're in there, they're going to call you up to the desk and you want to make sure that you're there, or else they might say, oh, well, she's not here, he's not here. Oh, let's go on with the next person. Like I mentioned before, again, they're going to take your picture, so also keep alert for that, because they're going to call your name and you're going to have to go take your picture. Also, when you go up to the cashier, you're going to go up to once you're done submitting your form, you're going to go wait for the cashier, you're going to pay, and then you're going to hand in your receipt to the photo people, and then you're going to sit down and wait for your photo to be taken. So you are really going to want to save your receipt, because that's where you're going to use to get your renewed passport. And if you don't have your receipt, you're probably going to have to go through quite a hard time to get your passport. So what you're going to do is you get your receipt. At the back, they tell you when you're supposed to come and pick it up. If they don't tell you, just mark on your calendar. If you got 3 to 5 days, mark 5 days. If you got 3 weeks, mark 3 weeks. And once you get that, mark your calendar, like I said, and you're going to come back to the place to get your passport. Picking up your passport. So at the back of your receipt, they will write a date, and on that date you will go back to the passport office, the immigration office, and you will ask to receive your passport. So you're going to give in your receipt at the place where you took your passport photo, and they will take it in, and they will give you back your passport next to the little booth where you originally gave in your application form and other forms that you needed to get your passport. So again, be prepared to be there for a while. Wear comfortable shoes, because there might not be a space to sit since a lot of people are there. But I had to wait about an hour for mine. They have a lot of passports to renew, but make sure that you give in your receipt so that they know that you're there and that you're ready to wait for quite a while, because that's how long it might take.